Hey guys, this is my mudding mower. Currently, probably about maybe the 4th hour I've been on it. I haven't really spent much time on it. The majority of the time so far was dropping the transmission and taking all the belts and whatnot and everything off. But you see here, I am doing a spindle extension mod. You might have seen it in Fearless Front's video before, if you've ever watched him. But pretty much, it's extending your spindles if they're not long enough to fit the shaft of your tire. Now in this case, this is the rear tire off of this mower, and sorry, there's just a truck that slowed down. This is the rear tire off of this lawnmower, and I want to put it on the front. The reason I want to put it on the front is because 1, is bigger, and 2, it lifts it up a couple inches. I think it's 1.5 inches maybe. Not 100% sure what the original size of tire was. But this is the rear tire, and what we'll be doing is just putting a little extension on the end so we can put these tires on. Now putting these tires on, there's one problem with this specific lawnmower. There's a little bit of room there between this tire and this beam here that goes all the way across. So I had to pick up some 3/4 inch washers. I got these at TSC. I just used 2 of them. You could probably use 1. I just wanted to be safe, so I got 2. I got a whole bunch, but I'm only using 2. So you put those on, and then your tire would go on. Well, actually, you'd put grease in, and then your tire would go on. And then looking at this side here, you see this is the little cover. This isn't necessary, but I want it to look good. This is the cover. It's the original cover off of it. So you take that cover off. Then you'd be greeted with your modification you've done. This is just a washer. This is the original washer that was on there. It's not needed. I'm using it because I want it to put this cap on, and this cap requires you to snap it over top of this washer. So this isn't needed, but I'm doing it for my own sake, just because I like the look of it. So you'd put this washer on, and then you'd need to weld on a smaller little nut, a smaller washer that'll fit the size of your threaded rod that you're going to use. Now I'm using 3/8, I think, threaded rod, and I cut the head off the bolt, and you can see I have probably about, I don't have much unthreaded part left. I'll show you one of the original bolts. Nope. That's one of the original bolts, and cut the head off it. And what you'd do is you'd weld this onto the end of your spindle here, just like that. And then you'd take a washer. This is the washer I have. And then I just found a scrap nut and bolt. And then you'd go and you'd place the washer in the center, and you'd center it all up. And you get another washer, and then you'd tighten it all up and make sure it stays center. Put your ground clamp on, weld it, whatnot, and then paint it all up after. So it's not that hard to do if you have a welder, but if you don't have a welder, I'd advise that you don't try and do it, because it's fairly hard to do. But one way you could do it is to drill the inside of your original spindle out, drill it out, thread it, and then put a threaded rod through, thread the threaded rod in, and then put a bolt on, a nut on, and do the same idea. You need to put Loctite in. That's one thing. It's not as much of a permanent solution as this is. So yeah, someone's coming home. See ya. Hey guys, sorry I wasn't able to get you like me building it, but I have that finished. Yeah, 2 washers, tire, grease in it. Then in behind here there's a large washer that this snaps onto, and then a smaller washer that would fit onto here. And then there'd be this here on the end of the spindle. You can see I accidentally welded that together. I just didn't feel like going and cutting it, so I went and got another one. And also I thought it'd be good for showing you. So the washer, the like double welded washer that holds on, like that holds this thing on, and that holds into, like fits into this hole, goes pretty much where that, like right here, and then your bolt would go on, your 2 bolts here. You thread them all on. Once they're all threaded on, you get it to a certain amount you'd want it to spin, sort of thing. I can't spin it like that, but you know what I mean. And then like you tighten it up a certain amount until you don't want it to spin anymore, and then you tighten the other nut against those 2 nuts, and then you tighten them together. And then what I did was, since the little, you see a little, it's sort of bulging out a little bit, the end of this bolt here, it sticks out just a little bit. So I took this propane torch, lit it up, and then heated it up, pushed it on, and then it formed.